48 teams, 104 games, a tournament so big it's happening across 3 countries simultaneously. FIFA looked at the World Cup and said, you know what? Let's just make it bigger. And everyone kind of just went along with it. But here's the thing. The new format is actually kind of genius or kind of chaotic. Honestly, maybe both. Stick with me for the next few minutes because by the end of this, you'll either love what FIFA did or you'll understand exactly why you should be furious about it. Let's start with what you already know. The old World Cup had 32 teams. That's the version you grew up with. 8 groups of 4. Top 2 from each group advance it. Clean, simple, elegant. Your bracket made sense. Your dad's bracket made sense. Everyone understood it. FIFA broke that, starting with the 2026 World Cup, hosted across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. They expanded the tournament to 48 teams. That's a 50% increase. Just like that. Because why not? Now, the obvious question is, why? And the slightly less obvious question is, how does this actually work? The money answer nobody wants to admit. Let's be honest for 1 second. FIFA expanded the World Cup because more teams means more games. More games means more broadcast deals. More broadcast deals means more money. We're talking about a tournament projected to generate over $11 billion. That's not cynicism. That's just math. But here's the thing, and this is where it gets interesting. FIFA also has a real argument. Football is genuinely global now. The African, Asian, and CONCACAF confederations got more spots. Countries that have never been to a World Cup will finally get there. That actually matters. So yes, it's about money, but it's also kind of about justice. 2 things can be true. The new group stage is a lot. Okay, here's where people get confused, so pay attention. Instead of 8 groups of 4 teams, you now have 12 groups of 4 teams. 12. Each group still plays the same round-robin format. Everyone plays everyone once. 3 games per team. That part hasn't changed, but here's where the math gets weird. In each group of 4, only 2 teams used to advance. Simple. Now, the top 2 from each group still advance, but FIFA also added 8 best third place spots, meaning some teams that finish third in their group can still qualify for the next round. This sounds simple. It isn't. Suddenly finishing third matters. Suddenly, goal difference in a group you're not even in matters. Teams might be calculating how many goals they need to outscore another third place team in a completely different group. It turns the final match day into an absolute fever dream of scoreboard watching. Your move, Chaos fans. The round of 32, a new round nobody asked for. Here's the part that genuinely threw people off. After the group stage, instead of going straight to a round of 16, you now have a round of 32, which means there's an entirely new knockout round that didn't exist before. Think about what that means. Teams that used to get eliminated in the group stage now have another chance. The tournament has a longer runway, and some people love this. More football, more drama, more upsets, but some people hate it because it means more games, longer gaps between matches, and the risk that the really good teams just coast through an extra round they were always going to win anyway. In theory, this levels the playing field. In practice, Brazil and France are still going to be fine. The hosting situation is actually insane. Let's talk about logistics for a second, because this part deserves more attention than it gets. The 2026 World Cup is being hosted by 3 countries, 16 cities, venues spread from Vancouver down to Miami, with games also in Canada and Mexico. The sheer distance between host cities is staggering. Some teams could theoretically travel over 1,000 miles between group stage games. To put that in perspective, in Qatar 2022, you could attend 2 games in different cities and be back at your hotel for dinner. In 2026, flying between venues might take longer than some group stage games. FIFA's solution is aggressive scheduling and a lot of chartered flights, which, okay, sure, that'll work, probably. Who actually benefits from this format? Here's the real question. Who does this help? Smaller nations benefit the most. Getting 16 more teams into the tournament means football in countries that have historically been on the outside looking in. Nations from Africa, Asia, the Caribbean finally get a seat at the table. For those players and fans, this is massive, life-changing even. The host nations benefit too. The United States, Canada, and Mexico all get automatic spots. Home crowds, guaranteed revenue. FIFA's investment in North American football infrastructure pays off. You know who might not benefit? Group stage quality. More teams means more mismatches, more 6-0 results, more games where the outcome is decided by halftime. That's the trade-off, and it's a real one. The argument nobody is making loudly enough. Here's the take I want to leave you with. The World Cup used to be an exclusive club. Getting there was an achievement in itself. Qualifying mattered. The group stage had stakes because every team genuinely feared going home early. With 48 teams, qualifying gets easier. And when qualifying gets easier, does the group stage feel different? Does making the World Cup mean as much to a team from a powerhouse nation when the bar has been lowered? Maybe, maybe not. Football has a way of creating drama regardless of the format, but it's worth asking. So does the format make sense? Here's the one sentence you need to remember. FIFA made the World Cup bigger because bigger means richer, but they accidentally might have made it better too. More nations, more stories, more underdogs, more moments that matter to people who've never had moments like this before. The format is messier. The logistics are wild. The round of 32 feels unnecessary. And yet, a kid in a country that's never been to a World Cup is about to watch their national team play on the biggest stage in football. That's not nothing. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Is a World Cup that includes more of the world actually a worse World Cup? Or have we just been gatekeeping football this whole time? Think about that. And if you want more videos breaking down exactly how big tournaments actually work, the formats, the controversies, the decisions that sound crazy until someone explains them, subscribe. New video dropping soon. And trust me, you'll want to be here for it.